Okay, today we're going to put this, the crawfish, and the alligator on a mussel shell. It's a freshwater mussel shell. This we're going to put it on. This is, I have tiny wrinkles, but it's no big deal. This is dishwasher safe Mod Podge. Put a little bit. And this has some orange stain in there, but it don't matter. I've already sized it. I know what size it is, so I know how far to go. You want to make sure you get enough on there. This is rice paper, so it's thicker. So you want to make sure that you have enough in there. Just get it down in there, squash it down in there. Got enough rice paper. Nope, not enough glue to hold it. Hold on. Okay. Get your brush. I start at the top. See, there's a wrinkle. It's not going to show up. No big deal. There we go. It's in there. Now, that's it. That's all you need. Just make sure it's covered. Make sure your middle is pushed down. There. Now, that is what I made here. There. It has I have on the cattails, I have a little bit of bronze paint on there. I have some glitter. I have some bluish green water. I have some green colored on the grass, and it's all put on with the epoxy resin. Now, I'm sorry, UV resin. The UV resin. I like UV resin because I don't have no patience. So hold on, let me get that dry. And in this video also, I'm going to show you how to turn these into plant stakes. I'm telling you, plant stakes will fly out the door quick. We've made them for the garden club for several years. And plant stakes and the little the hangers that you can just hang, those seem to sell the best. So I'm gonna make this. This one's gonna be a hanger, I think. Yeah, this one's gonna be a hanger. This one is going to be set like that. But let me get this dry. It don't take a little long. I love rice paper. I got it from one of the ladies on the Facebook group. I'm getting a lot of my stuff from her. Really, really like her stuff. Okay. I'm going to get my tiny little brush. It's the ugliest brush in the world, but it works. And on this one, I'm going to use, I usually do bronze around the edges. See the bronze here? But this time I'm going to do the worn penny. I want to do the worn penny around the edges and see how that looks. So I'm just going to paint the edges. I ain't doing that with my paintbrush. Losing track. Just put it on my silicone napkin, silicone mat, and use my finger. Am I gonna like that? Might not like that. Might be too much. Might be too much copper. And on the back of these, on the back of the mussels, when the shell starts coming off, you got to keep them moist or with oil on them. The guy I bought them from, I bought them off eBay, a man called Huntsman TX. That's who I bought them from. He says he's got a bunch more, but he don't know if he's gonna sell any more because it didn't go as he had planned. I know he wanted to get more for him, but he didn't start it out at a base price, and I just happened to be lucky to come right along and snag them up. I kind of felt bad, but you know, I did that one time with a lighter, a vintage lighter. That darn thing sold for like 30 bucks. I could have got 100 something for it, but lesson learned. Okay. Now we're gonna let that dry. And I also made these. Now, this is what the back looks like when they start peeling off. And then I put the bronze, and it makes it not noticeable. And this is what I use, Decorative Metallic. It comes in a box of 8, so that's what I use. I love them. They have all kinds. They have champagne, silver, gold, just all kinds. All you're gonna do is just smear it across the back like that. See what I'm doing? Plus it just makes it really, really pretty. Today it is hot here today. Yesterday wasn't too bad. Today is back to being humid again. Even the dogs don't even want to go out very long. Got 2 dogs. We got 2 schnauzers. Used to have 3, but we had to put Mojo out or down. He got some type of spleen cancer. So we had him for like 14 years. We had to put him down. He was such a good dog. We call him a rescue dog because he was in such a bad breeder. It was horrible. So we got him. Alright. We'll wipe that off. I don't know what I'm going to do with these crawfish yet. I don't know what I'm going to do around here. I haven't decided. So they're just sitting there. So I'm going to get my, let's see, this is my green. Yeah, this is my green. And I just take it and just drizzle it on the bottom and push it up. Push it up. It just gives it a little more depth of color at the bottom. I like it. And if you're going to go over it with UV resin or whatever you're going to go over it with, that's fine, you know. It just gives it a little more color, a little more depth. I like adding to almost all my napkins that I do. I add to it. There's a little bit of dark over here. A little bit dark around Mr. Alligator. A little bit up in there. And here, behind his tail a little bit. I'm going to push that up in there. Just makes it real shiny too. It's pretty. Yeah. That looks pretty good. Now, I leave these here all the time. As long as they're covered up and not exposed to UV light, you're good. Okay, you see here where you can see the edge. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take that bronze that I showed you, and I'm just going to make some lines. Just kind of blur the lines a little bit, make it look like some twigs coming out from there. Over here too. It just kind of blends it in a little bit. Okay, then I'm gonna do some more bronze on the cattails. Resin is dripping, so let me turn it back over. Make sure don't drip too far. Just a little bit right there. It's like wheat, so I'm just gonna dot on top of that. A little bit there, there. If you put too much, wipe it off. It's not a big deal. Got some more grass over here. More wispy looking. There we go. This is the ugliest little brush, but it does really what I want it to do. And I'm going to put a little bit down here. Because down in here, I'm going to put some UV resin that kind of looks like muddy water, like what you would find in the bag. Okay. And I got two here. They're not even dry yet. Okay, let me get this to dry. Is that in there? Let me make sure it's not dripping too far. Get it back up where it needs to be. Okay. We'll slide that underneath there for 2 minutes. I'm usually going to do 4 minutes so it'll stay in place. Okay, now while that's drying, I'm going to show y'all how to make. Okay, this is you put it inside of a plant, like that one up there. Probably can't see it. There's one up there. You just stick them down inside your plants, and these are turtles. This right here is sand from Florida. It's a wonder white sand. White sand, can you believe that? Sand mixed with a little bit of dishwasher modge pauge because it's waterproof. I use this as the base and the top coat of everything that needs a base or a top coat. That's what I do first. I even do that before I do any of my resins, the final coat of resin. That is a blue, and then a turquoise color, and then that's just the sand. I put a light coat of epoxy resin, smear it, let it dry. But this right here, this little sand piece, I don't have an extra one, but this little sand piece here, do I? Yep, here it is. It starts out looking like this. That's what it looks like. And it's just glue. Mix it together, lay it on parchment paper or saran wrap, either one. I do parchment paper, much prefer parchment paper, and lay it flat on the parchment paper. Then I take it outside, let it sit in the sun. And I ain't gonna lie, this stuff takes quite a while to dry. I don't know why, it just does. You can mix it with the UV resin and dry it like the UV resin under the light and everything. That's fine, you know, that's fine if that's what you want to do. But I use the dishwasher proof. And then it's got the bubbles, the foam that is made with the UV resin. Also, what you do is you put your colors, get those dry. Then you put a good thick coat across there of the UV resin. Then you get your bubbles that you've blown. You lay your bubbles on there quickly because they will pop. So lay them on there and then zap them quick with the UV light. I usually zap it twice. Then I do the other one with the thick coat of the UV resin. Put the bubbles on top. Light it again. And then I go over the bubbles so that they show up with white mica powder It's silvery white, so it's it shows up as bubbles. Hope you can see that. Makes the bubbles show up more. Then I go over it with a light coat of resin again and let that dry. But what I'm going to show you in a little bit is how to attach them to the back so that when you stick them in the plants, they're in there. Now, they're not all done the whole way, but I'm going to show you that. Okay, this one should be dry. Is it? Yeah, it's dry. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my blue out. Where's my blue? Here's my blue. I'm going to get my blue out. Get my stick. And I'm going to put the blue. It's a really pretty dark color blue. Here, I'll put it right there so you can see. That's a dark blue. I'm just putting a tiny bit of that on here. I mean a tiny bit. Because I mainly want it to look like muddy, dirty water, which is what you're going to find in the bottle. You're not going to find this real pretty, glittery blue. Just not. But I want a little bit of that in there. Okay. Then I'm going to get my brown. It's a brown and a green mixed together. Then we're going to puddle that in the bottom down here where the water and where the gator would be in the water. Just put it over the blue. It's okay. Get it all up in here. It's gonna run, so you're gonna have to keep it all pushed up into place. Right before you cure it, make sure you got it on. And you can cure it in between, and that's fine. You know, a lot of times when I'm making stuff, I cure it a little bit in between so that it keeps its. Yeah, there we go. You can also put sand on this if you wanted to. Just sprinkle you some sand on your resin and you'll be good. Okay, let's make sure all that's running okay. You can hear my husband is watching Jackie Chan over there. Let's zap this real quick and then get that blue back down there. Yep, now we're going to zap it. I'm having trouble with my light, so if you hear me click it 3 or 4 times, I'm having issues with my light. Move that out of the way so it doesn't. And this is the color green that it is. You probably can't see that. That's the color green. It's green and brown, and I mean a drop of blue, but mainly dark green and brown. Or you can use the coffee. Hope you can see that. Yep, it's dry. I'm going to get a little bit more before it's 100%. And put me some more in there. You can put this on the gator if you want to. Wouldn't hurt. Give him a little bit of color up here. Let me zap this real quick. So it'll stay in place. So we're running. I don't want it to run this time. I want it to stay. See, here we go. Okay. I don't recommend this shining right in your face because it is a UV light. I don't know if it's a full spectrum light, but it is a UV light and it's not good for your eyes. And if it was a full spectrum light, you would get a sunburn. So I don't recommend it being right in your face. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit on Mr. Gator here. Just a little bit. Give him a little bit of shine. Make it look like he's in the water. Yeah. His feet. Yeah, there's his feet. Okay. Let's zap that. Gotta hold it up so it gets down in those cracks and corners and seals everything, dries everything good. And then when I'm through with the back, the bronze on the back, I will put one coat of this, a good thick coat, and then I'm gonna call that done, because these should not be going outside. These will go outside, but I mean, I have them outside. I bought tons of them, and I don't have them in the direct sunlight. I'm not that kind of, it's up near my porch. It's up on the big porch out here, and that's where I put them. You know, I don't want them out in the sunlight to get damaged. You know, I just don't. You know, I want them up where I can see them. I don't want them all out in the yard. You know, I have flowers everywhere in the yard, and I'm good with that. Okay, let's see. A little bit sticky. Then if you want to make a hanger out of it, then I just get me some little jute. They have big jute, little jute, whatever. You know, you can even use netting. That's what I'm going to do with the crawfish. I'm going to put a little piece of netting on the back, and they're going to be hangers. They're just going to hang. And that's another video. But if you want to do it, all you got to do is you take this, you flip your thing over, find out where your center is, and then you can dab it with a little bit of super glue, or I put it down with the UV resin. I just do. Put the UV resin there. That's my crawfish bowl. I'm putting crawfish bowl on the crawfish. So you would put it like that, then drip your UV resin. This stuff is not the most cooperative, but and this UV resin will hold. You want to set it there just for a second, enough for it to go down onto the shell, and then zap it, and it'll hold. It will hold. You just keep doing it till the whole thing's covered. I did it on the, I have some other ones over there. I have some other ones at the place that I bring my stuff to sell. Okay. Let it set. Pull it back a little bit more. Let it soak down in there. Let it get on the shell a little bit so that it has something to adhere to. And then zap it. And this will hold. I love that stuff. I love UV resin. Me and epoxy resin do not get along. Did 4 batches. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Even on my turning cups. I fix fishing rods too. We live at a lake, so got a lot of broken fishing rods up here. So I fix fishing rods, and you use epoxy to work on fishing rods and stuff. And that's where I started using it, and it was okay. It didn't even work great then. Even when they had it, you know, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Well, I bought big bottles of resin, thought I was gonna, you know, do this with resin like everybody else was. I quit doing resin. I'm like, the bottles are sitting over there, I ain't touched them. I did it 3 times. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not doing it. I think the house was too cold when I did it. That's what the problem is. And I'm done. I'm not touching epoxy resin anymore. Okay, this is starting to dry or cure. A little bit more over here, just to make sure. Yep, there we go. That's one thing I like about the UV resin is you can mix it up and have it sitting in your little tub over here, and when you're ready to use it, it's ready to go. That's one thing I love about it. Can I keep this little thing over here all the time mixed up with stuff? I have blue for my water. I have the crawfish bowl one mixed up for that, which is crawfish bowl seasoning and UV resin. Can't have crawfish without crawfish bowl, although I don't like crawfish bowl. I'd rather have salt. Let's press on it. Let's see. Yeah, they were dry and good. Make sure you ain't got no air pockets in there. Yep, it's dry and good. And these are the UV resins I use. You can get them off of Amazon or anywhere. You can go to the hobby addiction place and get it there, whatever you want to do, you know. That's good enough for me. Alright, and that is it. Thanks. I know a lot of people drill holes. You cannot drill holes in these shells. They will break every time. Even if you start with a little hole and then go bigger and bigger, they're just so dainty. They're not like an oyster shell where you drill press through it, you know. We even use the black carbon tip. Still, you know, the diamond bit. Still, you know, it didn't work. It just didn't work. And like I said, I'm going to go over one more coat with this on the back. And then you can see that mother of pearl inside here, and I really like seeing that. So I don't think I'm going to do the resin over the whole thing. I didn't do the resin all over this one, you know, I didn't. But now I did put red stickle on here. This is another thing too. If you're going to be using rhinestones and resin, not going to work because the resin cancels out the shine of your rhinestone. But this stuff is called stickles. It comes in several different colors, I guess you could say. Silver, gold, bronze, mercury glass, all kind of different ones. And of course I like the bronze. And this is a red one that was my mother's, and there is no telling how old this thing is. I'm telling you, she let me have it years ago, and all you do is you just put it right on that little crawfish, squirt it out, get a little bit of glitter going there, put it on his claws, put it on him, just makes him show up cute. Takes a little while to dry. Not a big deal, but it does take a little while to dry. It's not instant. You can blow dry it with a blow dryer or heat gun, whatever you want to do. I love this stuff. And then if you epoxy over it, it really looks good. It really shows up good when you put epoxy on it. Another thing that y'all can use is, I'm a nail tech by trade, so you get these when you go to the nail salon and get your nails dipped, if anybody gets their nails dipped. These are mica powders, same thing. Now, I paid like $8 for these suckers like 5 or 6 years ago, but I didn't use them that much. I just didn't. These are the glitter ones. This one is a silvery glitter. White with silvery glitter. Then I have one that's a blue. Wait, is this one? This is the iridescent one. Yeah. And if you don't want to mix it in your resin, then get your little pinch and just put it on your UV resin before you cure it, and it'll be fine. It'll stick to it. It'll soak down in there and stick to it. You won't lose the color at all. If you have UV polish, this will work too. I use these on my butterflies. See how it's a really pretty iridescent looking color. Put that on my butterflies. Now, this, once you dry it, once you UV cure it, you have to wipe it with a little bit of alcohol to get the stickiness off. That's the old UV cured polish. The new UV cured polish, you don't have to do that anymore, or I don't. I buy the kind you don't have to wipe off. So, okay. That is that. Now, if I don't put a little bit of UV resin, you know what? We're doing UV resin. I'm just going to make the call. I'm going to put it here first. And yes, I use straight with my fingers. I have not had an issue. Like I said, I'm a nail tech. I've been messing with resin for 33 years. So, don't ask me what the difference between resin and UV polish is. I mean, they perform the same, they act the same, you put them on the same, so there you go. You know? I mean, if you want to get a brush, get a brush. I have a brush right over there, but I don't. I can just feel it with my fingers, what I need to do. You know, same thing when you're working on nails. You need to feel what's going on. So that's what I do. We're gonna zap it. Let's see if we can get this little part to work first time. No, of course not. There we go. It's on that side. If you ever need to clean your resin off of anything, like I did some wine glasses, they were a disaster. The resin never cured. The regular resin never cured. So I took my 99% alcohol and sprayed it on a paper towel, wrapped it around the glass, got it good and wet, sprayed it, covered it with a bag that you get from the fruit department. Covered it, twisted it around there, just set it on the counter and left it. And come back in about an hour, it was just coming right off. That's with 99% alcohol. And that was UV cured resin. I mean, regular resin. It come off, you know. And that's the last time I used resin. Yeah, try. Let's do this side. Let's see what I'm doing. Ooh, this has got such a pretty blue-green color on this side of that shell. Oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. It really shows up when you start putting the resin to it. Make sure you get your resin on your outside layer here. It's not a big deal, but get some on there. There we go. Now when I do this one, that's another video. So I don't want these videos too long. I really don't like watching these videos that are an hour long unless they keep your interest going. Sometimes I'm like tap, 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 tap. I'm going 10, 20, 30 seconds, 90 seconds, because I'm just tired of waiting for them to get to the point that I need to see. You know, there's stuff I kind of already know, so I don't need to watch them do it again. But this is the piece we're going to do next. soon as this one's cured, I'm gonna show you and we'll be done. Okay, there we go. Let's see if y'all see it good. Whoop, there we go, yeah. See how the bronze shows up a little bit? Yeah, that bronze will show up real good. Then down in there, there's a little bit. He just looks good. You can see that bronze from the cattails when you get it in the light, which is so pretty. Okay, and then and we're gonna go like my videos, subscribe to my little channel. There's all kind of videos on my YouTube channel, but subscribe to my channel and I'll put stuff out when people kind of request sometimes how'd you do that, so that's why I'm showing. Okay,